All right, today we are getting into a piece of writing that is, well, it's a powerful one. It's part reflection, part total gut check, and it's really all about how to live a life with some actual purpose. And it kicks off with a question that, honestly, it gets right to the heart of everything.
So let's just jump right in. Forget your to-do list, forget your 5-year plan for just a second. The source material asks us to think way, way bigger. Think about the very last chapter. What are the headlines you want written about your life? Good father? Good citizen? A great friend? Because the thing is, we're all writing that final story, right now, with every single thing we do.
You know, it doesn't matter how many crazy plot twists you write into your story or how many adventures you have, the book of your life, my life, everyone's life, it has the exact same, completely unavoidable last sentence. That's it. So stark, so simple, and it's the great equalizer, isn't it? What that really means is that the only thing we have any control over is what we fill the pages with before we get to that final line. So you see, this isn't really about morbidity or planning for the end. It's about realizing that our legacy isn't some statue they unveil after we're gone. No, it's built in the small daily headlines we create, the choices we make, the things we try, the kind of person we choose to be, day in and day out.
And here's the thing about a life lived with purpose. It doesn't look like some clean, perfect success story. From the inside, it feels more like a grand, chaotic experiment. It's just a series of, punch-drunk decisions and reactions. It's often messy, sometimes it's really painful, but it's always, always necessary.
Now, what's so interesting about this is how it completely flips the idea of failure on its head. Running 100 miles and suffering a lot? That's not a loss. Almost drowning in the Mississippi? That's not a failure. These aren't cautionary tales. They're more like receipts. They're proof that someone actually showed up and tried to do something incredibly hard.
And this is the pivot, right here. When you list out all the struggles and the mistakes and all the things that most people would probably call stupid, yeah, it might look like you're cursed. Or it reveals the single most important quality a person can possibly have.
And that quality is grit. It's not about winning every time, not even close. It's about being willing to make those punch-drunk decisions, to try the things other people call impossible, and to just keep going when every fiber of your being is telling you to stop. That, according to our source, is the ultimate legacy.
So, okay, having grit on a personal level is one thing. But what happens when that kind of ambition for a whole community just gets smacked by reality? Well, the story of Pine Bluff, Arkansas shows this perfectly. So picture this. Pine Bluff is described as a dying town. You know the kind. A place that's seen much better days, filled with people who are just desperate for a reason to hope, to believe that a second chance is even possible.
And then, boom, hope arrives. It comes in the form of this charismatic motivational speaker. He promises to buy and resurrect the old abandoned mall, the very symbol of the town's decline. He holds a big press conference, a festival, and people got genuinely, powerfully excited. You could feel it.
But then, the deadline to actually buy them all, it came and went. The exciting announcements just stopped. And all that hope that had filled the town square just started to fade back into that familiar, quiet uncertainty.
And here is the gut punch. The grand plan didn't end with a bang. It ended with a whimper. A quiet little social media post thanking his new followers, monetizing the attention he got from the town's dashed hopes. Man, what a harsh lesson in modern hype. And look, this isn't just about towns getting their hopes up. The author turns that same brutally honest eye on his own year. This isn't some highlight reel. This is a real accounting. Some wins, sure, but some losses, and a whole lot of draws. Life is rarely a clean victory, is it? Even for the most ambitious people. The real work is in how you play those draws, and how you bounce back from the losses.
So if life is just the series of messy experiments and big plans that get punched in the face, how in the world do you keep moving forward? Well, this final section lays out a really powerful, practical philosophy. It's not a magic trick. It's a mindset.
And it all starts with the simplest, maybe the most powerful question there is. Before you write the book, before you start the business, before you do anything big, you have to ask yourself this one-word question. Why?
Now, let's be real. Easy is probably a bit of a stretch. But the point is, your why is the fuel. It's the reason you'll push through the suffering, the near drownings, the deals that go silent. That sense of purpose is what gives you the energy to do the really hard work. And this is just brilliant. It's the how.
Mastery doesn't come from rushing around. The philosophy is slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Think about it. You get good by practicing deliberately, by building that muscle memory, until your actions are just smooth. And real effective speed, it's the natural result of that smoothness, not of some frantic, clumsy effort.
So what's the ultimate goal of all this grit and purpose and practice? It's this. This is the whole point. It's not just about improving yourself. It's about living in such a way, with so much dedication and passion, that your very actions inspire the people around you to demand more from themselves.
Which brings us to the final, distilled command. After all the reflection, all the planning, the failures, and the learning, there's really only one thing left to do. No more excuses, no more waiting. Whatever your it is, get after it.
So let's bring it all the way back to the beginning. For most of us, the end is a long, long way off, which means the real question isn't about your obituary 20, 30, 50 years from now. The real question is about today, right now. What's the one sentence, the one small headline that you're going to write for your life story before the sun goes down?